Hi guys, it's Leanne, Small Town Stitches, and I'm back. It's been about a month, but I'm back. I hope everyone is doing well. I have been stitching-ish. I'll explain this. But I figured what a better way to start off 2022 than to do a WIP parade. I have them all stacked numerically, chronologically next to me right now. I'm so proud of myself. It took me way longer to prep for this than I thought it would. So we're gonna do that today. We're gonna do our WIP parade. I hope everyone is, I'm so excited to be back, if you can't tell. I'm so excited to be back. So if you are one of my subscribers, I'm gonna kind of share where I've been. Then we're gonna get into the finishes of 2021. And then we're gonna get into my WIPs. Yes, I'm also finishing up some work right now, so I'm just keeping an eye on my work computer. So I finished, I did a lot of work from home today. So yes, so I was in the middle of doing Vlogmas, Flossmas, Christmas countdown, whatever you want to call it. We were in the middle of that, and then I got sick with COVID. Yay. So the 22nd, which was my last Flossmas video, I went to work, which is my normal. And while I was at work, I started having really bad back pain, and I couldn't sit very comfortably. I couldn't stand very comfortably, and I sit all the time, all day for my job. So I came home that night, prepped dinner for the family, and I nosedived after that. I started with the extreme body aches. I started with, you know how they give you the list of COVID signs, symptoms? I had almost all of them except for the headaches. That's the only symptom I did not get. So my husband was tested Monday, Tuesday. He got his results back on New Year or Christmas Eve that he was positive. So I ran to my work. They put a COVID test for me outside. I swabbed myself, dropped it off at our lab, and because of course I'm not allowed in anywhere to go get tested, right? And mine came back Christmas Day that I was positive, but I had started isolating Wednesday night. So it was a mess. My daughter was so angry because we ruined Christmas. We figured it out. My husband had a COVID patient that didn't know they had COVID. So he didn't wear his full respirator because they didn't know they had COVID. He just wore the typical mask. He caught it, gave it to me. So we were all quarantined forever. My daughter never got it. Praise Jesus. She had a fever one night, went to bed, slept, and then woke up the next day and was back to her normal self. But of course she quarantined with us anyway. So we're better. We're back. We're done. Yay. It was horrible. It was horrible. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm still dealing with the after effects of some GI symptoms and some sleeping issues, and my husband's still dealing with after effects of like a cough, like breathing issues. So it's I mean, this variant going around is extremely contagious. I'm not here to preach COVID. Fast forward if you want. But it's extremely contagious, and we caught it, but we're on the mend. So thank you so much for everyone who has checked in on me. I was active, very minuscule on Instagram. There were days I don't even remember because I slept so much, and I'm not someone that sleeps ever during the day. So, sorry. So yeah. That's where I've been. I was dealing with COVID. So it was a very crappy Christmas. Of course, all Christmas plans were canceled. Parents dropped stuff off at the porch. We just filmed it and sent it, to them or whatever, but We're on the mend. Let's pray for a better 2022, but I somehow missed COVID. My husband being a medic and me being a nurse, I missed it for over 2 years almost. I don't know how that happened, but praise God. All right, you ready to do a WIP parade? All right, I talked way too fast. I hope you fast forwarded it if you didn't really care about that, but I've had a lot of people asking, and I'm an open book. All right, so you guys, I actually had 7 finishes in 2021, which, you know me, I don't finish a lot of things. So I went through, I put all my finishes in order of when I finished them, and then I went through for all my WIPs and put those in order of when I started them. All right, let's do this. So my first finish in 2021 was the Linen and Threads 2020 sampler. Wait, it's still not framed. The frame's sitting right over here, but it's still not framed. So this is my first finish of 2021. I started this January 2020 and I finished it January 2nd, 2021. It's on a rust colored unnamed fabric from 2-dye-4 Fabrics, and it's stitched with, I don't remember, 3823, I think. It's a pale yellow. I love it. I did make a couple tweaks, omitted a couple things. I omitted all the alphabet, the initials that I took straight out. But I loved this piece. I really, really did. I'm not one to stitch on monthly things normally because I lose interest and I can't keep up, but I really liked this one. So that was my first finish. Needs to go back in my finish box. My second one, it's my only one that's actually framed, was my, I don't speak French. It was my Circus of Tiles by Ink Circles, which looks like this. This stays in my craft room. It is stitched on an iced dyed from 2-dye-4 Fabrics that was not named with DMC 550. If I pull it in closer, you can see that variegation in there. There you go. Now you can actually see the piece. Again, I loved this. I really like monochromatic work because I can just kind of pay attention to the design and I let the design speak for itself and not necessarily the floss. But on this one, I chose to do a little bit more of a crazy fabric than I typically would because I went with the monochrome floss. So this was number 2. I don't remember when I stitched it. I couldn't find it written down, or when I started it, excuse me, I couldn't find it written down anywhere, but I finished it February 2021. That was number 2. In my defense, or in my, some of these were really close to being done when I started them. I just finished them last year. One of our patients needs a prior authorization on a medication. All right, next one was, I have to have a picture. If I do, I'm gonna put it here. It's called Sewn Into Friendship. It was by Plum Street Samplers. This was a stitch along with Heather, the Blessed Stitcher, for Tiffin Stitches. We let her share it, you know, and put it on social media and stuff like that because it was a surprise for her. Tiffany's dad passed away last January. So we were trying to do something for her. I think I have a picture somewhere. I will put it here. But I started this January 10th, 2021, and I finished it January 20th, 2021. I stitched, when I started it for her, we knew we didn't have a lot of time. It was the only thing I stitched on. And then I sent it to Heather, and then Heather finished it for Tiffany and mailed it to her. So it's very special, but actually, yes, this is the second piece I finished. The Ink Circles was the third, but you know, anyways, that was my third one. My fourth one I finished is Loved by You from Hello from Liz Matthews. I started this was my New Year's new start. So I started on the 1st of 2021 and I finished it May 31st, 2021. My finishes didn't get ironed, sorry. It's stitched with, oh my gosh, what was the floss name? Midnight Teal? Midnight Teal from Victorian Motto on just a gray tan unnamed fabric from To Die For Fabrics. And I love the simplicity of it. I need to get a frame to finish it and hang it in our bedroom. Or downstairs or something. But this was finished number 4. Loved it. All right, finish number 5. This was my birthday start in 2020, which for those who don't know, my birthday is March 16th. So it started March, why do I still have a needle minder on here? Whoops. So I started this March 16th, 2020, and I finished it June 5th, 2021. And that is Monster March by Glendon Place. I did the non-colorful version, I guess you would call it, with all the charted colors. So there's 2 different shades of purple and then there's the black. So this was fun. This was a stitch along with Susanna, who is Rebuilding Rosie. She has not done a video in a while, but she's dealing with some health issues with both of her parents. So that was number 5. Number 6, I have the frame. I bought the frame and then I got sick with COVID and didn't have the energy to frame it for my daughter for Christmas. Isn't that sad? It's all like, I don't know. And that is Frozen by Donna Stitch. That was started December 8th, 2020. And it was finished August 24th, 21. My daughter had a half day of school today, which is why mom was working from home today because dad's at work. And you can hear her and the dog running downstairs right now. I apologize. I know you can hear that. That is where it is. I loved this piece. There was a couple things I took out. I actually got the idea from Mika, who is Darling Bluebell, who stitched this. On the pattern, there's like these 2, for the lack of better words, blue balls. They're just little circles, like right here. And it just didn't fit with the design, so I took them out. That is the only thing I changed. Called for everything. So I gotta frame this up so I can give it to my daughter. Her birthday's next month, so I'll probably just give it to her for her birthday. And then my last finish, Charmin, I didn't forget. It's actually sitting right over there. It just needs to go into the mail. This is Crossword by Long Dog Sampler. I stitched this on a unnamed color and cotton fabric with Otter Creek floss by Gentle Arts. This was started, I don't know when, but it was finished September 29th of 2021. This was my last finish of 2021, my first long dog, and I love it. I love this piece. So, very proud of this piece. I did a couple things. Let me point them out. All right. There is a dark blue heart. My daughter's favorite color is dark blue. There is an orange heart here. My husband's favorite color is orange. And then I did like this aquamarine butterfly, which I really like. Blues, grays, teals, stuff like this. So it has the 3 of our favorite colors in the piece. Of course, the symbols were charted, those colors were not, but I just wanted to personalize it a little bit more. So there you go. Last finish of 2021. I'm shocked I actually got 7 finishes. 1 fully finished, but you know, we won't go that far. I am gonna go deal with this real quick. I'll be right back. Whew, they're running laps around the house right now, so Mom needs some more caffeine. All right, let's move on to our WIPs. Like I said, I have them all next to me. They're all started in order of when I started them. I'm gonna pull them up, the full coverages that I do have. I'm going to pull them up in my words are hard, pattern keeper, and I'll tell you guys the percentage and stuff too. So my first oldest pattern is Halloween Night by Tilton Crafts. I started this May 1st, 2019 for Stitch Mania. I was doing Monogamania, and then I lost my stitchy bug. No joke. So I actually did iron these. You're welcome. I ironed them earlier today, so they may be a little bit wrinkly though. All right. This is where this one is. I have finished 4 pages. So from top to bottom, that is as tall as the piece will be. I've started, the bottom was like a 1-row piece. So I have 4 full pages complete, and I've started on the next page over here. I am 19.78% done with this. I have stitched a total of 25,224 stitches out of 127,500. That's cool. I didn't know I was already at almost 20%. So this is where we are finishing or starting 2022 with this one. So I'm going to put these away as I finish showing you because they're all falling everywhere. I take one and they all fall down. It's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa over here right now. Okay, so that was number 1. Number 2 is a fan favorite. Number 2 is actually my mini Hometown Hero Firefighter. This was started January 1st, 2020. So this is year 2 of working on this piece. Before I show you, we are at 52.19%. I have stitched 39,126 stitches out of 74,970. I have some goals on this one this year. I would like to say my goal is to finish it, but let's be real. I want to stitch everything. So I don't know how, accurate that is. This is our starting point. We are over halfway done with this piece and I'm so excited. So this is where we're at. Of course, you can still see some hoop marks, but the actual piece itself is iron, so let's bring that in. That is where we're at. I'm always amazed at this. This is artwork by Donna Gelsinger. It is available still from the Heaven and Earth website. They have a regular and then they have the mini, and I chose the mini. So if you don't know, I tried to stitch the full size years ago. And then I bought the mini and I decided to start the mini, and I fully decided it was going to be for my husband last in 2020, January 2020. The farthest I had ever gotten on previously was right here. So this is pretty awesome. Charmin, who is Please Don't Squeeze My Stitching, finished hers last year. She showed it in her last video. And it was so beautiful. I cannot wait to give this to my husband. I can't wait. And yes, it is still a surprise. My husband is, like I've mentioned before, he's a gamer. He is a musician. So a lot of times at night when I'm stitching, like when our daughter's asleep, he's gaming, and I have so many projects he doesn't really even pay attention unless I say, hey, look at this. So it's really easy to hide that from him. I can sit right next to him on the couch. All right, number 3. How many WIPs do I actually have? Let's see. 15. I have 15 WIPs. Number 15 is Quaker Christmas by Bygone Stitches. I started this February 14th, 2020. I don't have before pictures for these because I stink at some things. This being one of them. This is where we're at. I love this piece. We are over 50% done. There's only 4 pages and we're on page 3, so I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. This is stitched on Heartland by Picture This Plus with 3 different flosses. The brown is by Dying for Cross Stitch. The red is Scarlet Orange by Victorian Motto. And then I can never remember this color. I hate it like tattooed on me. Golden Ale by Color and Cotton is my bronzy color. So that is where we're starting the year with this one. I love WIP parades. I love watching everyone's WIP parades because it gives me, especially watching and doing my own and showing you everything, makes me want to work on everything. All right. The next is my Shannon Christine ornaments. So this was a club that was released in 2020. I think you can go to her website and just buy them outright now. I think she loaded them there. This is the project that I love to hate. This is where we're at. I have 6 done. I may UFO this one. I have 6 done. We could finish 6. I don't know what it is about it. I never want to work on it, ever. I don't know why. They're cute. There's a couple that I really wanted to stitch, so maybe I'll just go through and find those ones, but I don't think I'm going to do them all. This will probably be in the finished pile for 2022. So that's where we're at. We got Holly Jolly, we got 'Tis the Season, Do Not Open Until the 25th of December, Let It Snow, Stay Warm, and then Meet Me Under the Mistletoe. Those are the 6 I have so far. And this is stitched on Be Stitch Me Mummy. Most of my fabric, I did not say so already. Most of my fabrics are 18 counts. Some of my full coverages are on 20s, but I am an 8 stitcher, so that's just what I like. All right. Number 5 was Cigar Box by Tilton Crafts. I started this October 2020. This hasn't gotten as much love as it should. Let me pull this up, actually. I had a goal for myself last year that I wanted a page finish finally. And I got it, finally. This is at 5.66%. I've done 6,322 stitches out of 111,750. This will be for my husband. He knows about this one. This is where we're at. There are so many browns. This one I'm stitching 20 and 20 count 1/1. It's the only project I'm stitching 1/1 on. So yes, my goal this year, I believe it's on my WIP Go board. I need to concentrate on this some more. Famous last words. I'm gonna say that probably about a lot of things. I need to concentrate on this. But seriously, the fact that I've been working on it for over a year and a half and I have one page finished. Oops. Okay. Number 6. I started this sometime in 2020. When? I don't know. I need to get better at my organization. It's my Sue Hillis Designs Mary Noel. I'm stitching mine with Bleeding Heart by Threadworks on an 18 count like white silver opalescent thing. It's pretty. Here's where we're at. It got brought out in December when I was trying to work on all my projects for like 2 days. I was doing great till I got sick. This is where I got to. I know I finished this. I think it was finished. So I did this, this, and started these in December. And these are a pain in my butt. They're everywhere. They're pretty to look at, but they're not fun to stitch. But that's where we're at. I would like to not take this one into 2023. That sounds so weird to say that. I would like this one to be finished this year. I think it's only halfway done, just over halfway done, but I would like this one to be done. Maybe if we speak some life into these pieces, they'll somehow finish themselves. Okay. Next, we have my birthday start from 2021. I left this one on a hoop because I suck. My birthday start from Heartstrings Samplery was the Prairie Life Sampler. I grew up reading Little House, the Little House series. My daughter and I have read the Little House series. I have to put this picture. My sister sent me this picture the other day. Her and my niece were reading a story. My niece is 5. And my niece said something to her. This is Ma Ingalls. And this is my profile. So you can just call me Ma Ingalls from now on. And I'm going to quit my job and be a homemaker. Don't tell my husband because that's what I want to do anyways. Just let me quit my job and stay home and grow vegetables and have a farm and yes. Speaking of vegetables, oh my gosh. It's time for that channel to gear up again. But this is where I'm starting this one for 2022. I got a lot of work done on this last time I worked on it. So yes, you can see the bear, their log cabin. I love it. This is one of Oksana's fabrics. You can find her on the Stash Unload or Stash Unloading. I'm not sure which one on Facebook. I am no longer on Facebook as of like 5-6 months ago. So it's hard for me to get her fabrics. I think she also sells on eBay. So check her out. All right, so that was number 7. Number 8. is Turquoise by Carolyn Manning. This is my piece that replaced Desert Dawn. So if you watched before, I was working on Desert Dawn by Carolyn Manning, which is a lot of pinks. I'm not a pink person. Why? I need to realize that things that I just look at may not be things that I will stitch or hang in my house. That was one of them. It was pretty, but it wasn't something I was gonna stitch. So I finally started this one, and whew, I gotta pull my calendar out too. This is my calendar that I'm using this year. So anyways, I started Turquoise by Carolyn Manning on April 17th of 21. It is number 2 on my WIP Go board, which means it was called for January, and it's getting 10 days. I have 4 days in so far for Turquoise, and I've done over 1,600 stitches. It's gonna get a lot of love this January. Here's where we're starting. I have not shown this, so since you guys have last seen this, I finished page 1 and I've done a lot on page 2. So 1,600 worth with no stitching done today. So this is where we're starting this year. So pretty. These colors are so beautiful. So what I typically do for this is I will start off with the diamonds, do all the diamonds throughout the page, and then I will go through and do the blocks that surround the diamonds. So I'm working like 3 rows at a time and doing all every color that's in of that one, the 3 rows for the diamonds, and then I move on. Obviously it's working so far. So this is one of my WIP Go pieces this month. It was one of my numbers called. All right, number 9 is Namisto by Lena Cross Stitch. I have a picture I think I can show you, right? Yes, it's color coded because I was doing something for my brain, but this is available on Etsy. I will try to put the link below. This is Namisto. I am on page 2. On a piece of gray fabric that I dyed myself. This is where we're at. So pretty, such a variegated, subtle, and I just think it's beautiful. I'm using DMC for this. I am using DMC 3847 as my darkest. 3848 is my middle, and 3849 is my lightest. So there's my middle, lightest, darkest. So those are my colors. And that's where we are starting. Makes me want to just stay home. I don't know about you guys, but that's what this is making me want to do. Okay. All right. Number 10. I'm still very torn on this piece. This is Sea Opal by Elizabeth Welker. I am in love with this piece. I'm not in love with the size of this piece. I have stitched 1,402 out of 300, I can't read that far, out of 390,625, so I've only done 0.36%. I'll show you what I've done. The colors are just phenomenal. That's all I've done. Mika has just busted this out. She's gotten like 2, 3, 4 pages done on this. I'm debating doing the mini. 1, This doesn't match anything in my house, and it will be hung in my craft room. I do not have the wall space for this and other things in my craft room. I have a very small room. I'm not complaining because I have a craft room. But I want to be able to hang other things too. And two, it really drives me crazy when I have to ball fabric up, and it's just so much. So I haven't stitched on this in a while. Maybe I'll do that tonight, is look at the mini and the mock-up version, but I think I may switch this to the mini. But this is where I'm at right now. So there's so many flosses. I mean, the colors are just, I gotta show them to you. They're on a ring, which is also something I don't really like. But I mean, they look really ratty right now. But the colors for this are just beautiful. And I love them so much. All the different blues. I just am torn, I guess I should say, whether I want to do the mini or the full coverage, or the full version. Oh, sorry. That was started on July 11th. The fabric I dyed myself, that's an 18 count. My next one is Filling the Stocking by Donna Gelsinger. This is my Christmas full coverage sale that I'm doing with Vonnie. The 24th and the 25th of every month we work on this. We started this on July 25th, 21 for Christmas in July. This is where I'm starting. It's on the hoop still. You can see the lights and the fire. I love this piece. I am so excited to see how far we can get this year, only doing it 2 days a week, possibly. There's this one page, and there's one page next to it to make it the size of the stocking. And this will not be anyone's stocking in my family in particular. It'll be a decoration, and I'm so excited. Here's where it's at. There's lots of confetti in this, but it's so much fun. I'm so glad I agreed and said yes to Vonnie. I'm so glad. Now I need to just get the stuff and start Little Dreaming Tree with Vonnie. Okay. Number 12. We're getting towards the end. This is by Cottage Garden Sampling. This is Halloween Sampler. Looks like this. I'm doing my own color conversion. Like I said, if you are interested, I will release it when I am done. I started this on September 11th, 21 on a gray grunge fabric I just dyed myself. This is where I'm at. I love this. I love the grunginess. I love how it's coming out. The one change I did make, so most of the colors I just compared and pulled everything from Stash, was I made that yellow moon a dark creepy moon. I made it gray. It's where we're at. Love it. All right, number 13. This is Sweeping Cobwebs by the Prairie Schooler, which is this one. I'm doing the larger of the two. And this is where it is. I love this. So I have 'Tis the Night of Halloween When Witches Can Be Seen, W. The witch is done. Well, ish. I gotta do her dress that comes down. The moon, I did a darker orange instead. And then instead of orange letters too, because that's just a lot of orange, because there's orange in the border, I made it purple. because you know, if you've been watching me for a while, I can't stitch stuff like this charted most of the time. I either pick my own colors the same as they have, just what I have, or I change stuff because this fabric was not named, but it is from Dying for Cross Stitch and I really like it. So yes, Sweeping Cobwebs was started October 2nd of last year. Started lots of pieces last year. Okay. Now these next two, I know I started them in November. I don't have a specific day, but I started them in November. My first one is, I love this piece so much, Mini Sunflower Cottage. Artwork by Donna Gelsinger. It's by Hade. I'm at 2.8%, so I've done 1,603 stitches out of 56,355. This is where I'm at. There is so much of this color blue. So much. This color was not when I dyed, was it? No. I bought this on 1-2-3 stitch. It's an 18 count, but I don't remember. I think it's a blue, just a blue, a light blue. But that's where we're at. It's at 2.84%. My goal on this year, I only have a couple that need to be taken there. But I need to take all of my projects to at least 5%. Now, some of them have far exceeded that already. Halloween Nights past that. Obviously Firefighters past that, but I have a lot that aren't. So I want to get those to at least 5% this year. Project number 2 is Metamorphosis by Ink Circles. This is the second one I started in November. This one I'm having so much fun with because I am doing each one of these in a different crazy variegated color. I've gotten the first 2 done so far. I will show ya. I think this is done. Yes, it's done. This is where we're at. Like I said, crazy variegated, but it is so much fun. They are both from Dying for Cross Stitch. This one is called Blue Nutcracker. I call it U of M because it's yellow and blue, even though it's not maize. This one is called Bazaar. So those are my first 2. All right. That leads us into my last WIP. My new start for 2022. That is Shannon Christine's Autumn Blessing. I am stitching this with Heather, the Blessed Stitcher. Now, it's a little bit hard because I didn't stitch on it much for a while because of COVID. And then I started picking up on my stitching and she came down with COVID. I feel so bad for her. I have gotten done, it's getting 5 days this month. I have done 500 stitches on it total. Just like I said, as you can tell from turquoise, it has picked up after. I just wasn't getting a lot of stitching time because it like killed I just wanted to sleep. And I would get my daughter to bed and I would fall asleep on the couch. But this is where we are. I'm starting on the top left and that's the first sunflower starting. It kind of looks like a crazy bee pineapple right now, but it's where we are. My new start for this year. Heather says I'm way ahead of her and I told her that's okay. You'll finish way ahead of me because she does not have 15 WIPs. let's face it, we're planning on adding some more. I have another full coverage lined up. I have an ink circles lined up for this year. We got more planned. All right. That's my WIP Parade for 2022. I almost said one. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I am going to go finish my work day, which means just sit at my computer and monitor it because I've done everything I was supposed to. And splice this together and upload it for you guys. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Subscribe if you want to subscribe. Leave the comment why I was gone on break in December. I hit my 6 years I've been on Flosstube, which is crazy. So yes, I am gonna go ahead and get off of here. I always end mine a certain way. So remember, your mental health is important. To take time for yourself each and every day in whatever form that is, and to be a light to the world around you that needs it. I will see you guys probably at the end of January for January's update. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.